This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, your guardian of the First Amendment, America's by-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We have the KQQZ weather report, 1190 AM weather report. It's raining outside. It's a little chilly. Weather's over. Let's move on. Don't you just hate those asswipe son of a bitches? They want to show you the rain, and I've told you before, they want to show you the rain in St. Louis. They want to show you the rain in Belleville and the rain in Herman, Missouri. We don't give a damn. It's all rain. But it's going to rain more, and if it doesn't rain more, they just pass over it. But that's the weather report. I'm tired of those. I'm tired of every one of these mainstream media guys. And let it be known that I am don't ever want to be mainstream media. I want to be what I am, a crazy, no good son of a bitch, exposing these other no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing son of a bitches. And honestly, when I was in prison, there was some low-lifes in there. And maybe, at that point, maybe I was one of them. But I've never seen any more low-life bastards than these politicians. They lie to you at every angle. They're going to do this. They're going to go to Springfield. They're going to go to Washington. They're not going to do crap. They're going to get on either the Democratic team or the Republican team. They're going to step and fetch, and they're going to bobblehead for their leaders. Now, I tell you, that doesn't set well with me. And I don't think it sets well with most good people all throughout this great country. Now, it's great to be part of a cause. It's great to be part of an organization, a club. It's great to identify yourself. We all want some identity. You can identify as a Democrat. You can identify as a Republican. But I'll be damned when they take that identity and make you sell your soul on either side. I say on either side, it's wrong. It's wrong. I say on either side. It's wrong. I'm for the people of this county. I'm for the people of my district. I'm for the people of this state, and I'm for the people of this country. Don't care, Democrat, Republican, but I watch this crap on TV, and I get tired of this national politics. Get tired of this national politics. These no-good, rotten son of a bitches. They want to shove crap down our throat and say, hey, isn't that caviar tasting good? It ain't caviar. It's political crap. And political crap has never, since I've been around, political crap has never tasted good to me. Now, maybe it tastes good to some people, but not to me. But you watch Trump, you watch Cruz, you watch Hillary Clinton, you watch Sanders. They're all, you think I'm nuts. I'm a no-good son of a bitch. Hell, these bastards are crazier than I am. They come up with better crap than I do. Hell, it kind of pisses me off that I can't think that far out of the box. But they're running for national office. They're running for president of this great United States of America. I don't like him. He don't like me. This guy's a liar. This guy, Jesus criminy. How the hell are we going to put up with that stuff at the national level? And everybody bitches at me because I'm exposing these no good son of a bitch and rot bastard, no count, good for nothing, sleazy, greasing, political, parasitical punks that we call politicians. And they say I'm crazy. Hell, if you people are watching TV, I'm sane compared to what we have going on in Washington and around this country. I'm saying, hey, we're going to do our housekeeping, our community service, and then we're going to go about the development here in Belleville. We're going to go about the transgender. And do you hear me? Somebody call Sweet Cakes Kern. I just honestly, personally think that he'll be interested in this. We're going to talk about the transgenders. We're going to talk about the development in Belleville, and we're going to talk about the NGA a little bit because that's hot on everybody's mind. Anybody have a take on that or anything else? We are America's voice of freedom, definitely the patriot. You can call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. Heroes Inside Day, a perfect family fun day coming up next Saturday, April the 16th. It'll be held at Everett Mooney Park, Longacre Park in Fairview Heights. They're going to have bands, bounce houses, face painting, live speakers. And this is raising awareness against heroin. It's not going to be a morbid event. It's going to be a fun event to make awareness of heroin. And just hopefully one of your family members, you or a friend or neighbor, is not addicted to heroin. It isn't an addiction, people, just like alcohol is an addiction, drugs are an addiction. We need to fight the addiction. We need to fight the cause rather than throw everybody in jail. Now, these asswipes that give the drugs to our children, they need to go to jail forever. But when somebody gets addicted, they're not thinking properly, and maybe they're weak. But hell, we want to put weak people in jail? Hell, everybody, just about everybody at some point becomes weak over some situation. And we got to be compassionate. I know it's a $1 billion, $80 billion industry, the corrections industry, but you know what? Hell, I'd rather have a little less money for our people than have more of our people in jail because it's economically advantageous to us. But anyway, Hero Inside Day coming up at Everett Moody Park, a great day on April the 16th. Tori Story, Morgan Family Fundraiser, a spaghetti dinner, Sunday, April the 17th at the St. John Baptist Catholic Church in Smithton. Tori Morgan is a senior at Freeburg High School. She was hurt in a serious car crash on her way to school on March the 21st. And they're going to have a fundraiser, so they're calling out all the midgets from Freeburg, all the cougars from Smithton and the surrounding area to come out and help the Morgan family. You'd want help if it was your child, and let's all help them. The radio station will be there. And again, thanks to Joe Wallmeister for this information. Anybody that'd like to get involved, you can call Paula Farley at 340-5381, Cindy Keller, 580-7072, or Karen Walsh at 314-974-2516. The Mouse Races, well, that's over. That was Saturday. 75th Annual Beef Dinner, Franklin Masonic Lodge, number 25, located at 1513 Washington Avenue in Alton, Illinois. Donations $12 for adults, children 6 to 12, $4. That'll be held Sunday, April the 24th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Franklin Masonic Lodge, number 25. Scottish Rites, their Shriner concert coming up Saturday, April the 23rd at the Scottish Rites building. It'll be the Ani Drum and Bugle Corps, who are the international shrine champions, and also entertaining will be the O'Fallon High School Jazz Band. If you have any questions or concerns, would like to get involved, you can contact John Blondell at 618-874-1870. Coming up this Saturday, and the radio station's going to try to make it there. We've got a lot of events to go to. The Edwardsville American Legion Post celebrating their Saturday, April the 16th with 3 great bands, great music, great food and fun. Tickets are only $5. It's to be held at the Edwardsville American Legion, located at 58 South State Route 157 in Edwardsville. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call the good people at the Edwardsville American Legion, Post $199. They don't give us a fund rate. The contact number is 618-789-2670. And thank all you guys for coming in and visiting with us a couple days ago. Great guys. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling for the best of all three of our great stations. You can hear my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. And now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. You can also like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can like my page, Fan of the Grim Reaper, or also go to my other Facebook page, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but they've got them up for me, Bob Romanik for State Representative. You can go on my pages and beat the hell out of me verbally. I don't give a damn. You know, sometimes I deserve it, sometimes I don't, but I do agree with everybody in this great country, men, women, black, white, Democrats and Republicans. I agree that we all have a right to speak free in this great country, and I will always let my friends and my enemies speak free, because this is America's voice of freedom. Let's go ahead and take that caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, is this Bob Romanik?
This is Bob Romanik.
Hey, this is Bert. You was talking about the heroin problem.
Yes,
and
sir.
I've seen this before in our society. If you go back to the late 60s and early 70s, in the Vietnam War, them communists over there started growing poppies and making high-grade pharmaceutical-grade heroin. And they was shipping it over here to the States and making a fortune. But what happened was all the street addicts was used to that low-grade heroin that had been stepped on 50 times before they got it. And they was using that high-grade heroin like they did the low-grade heroin, and they was just killing themselves left and right. They couldn't figure it out for a while, but that's what the problem was. And I think that's what's going on now. Over in Afghanistan, they're shipping that high-grade heroin over here, and that's what's killing people. It ain't that pharmaceutical Oxycontins and stuff like that. They're importing straight pharmaceutical-grade heroin. The terrorists are bringing it into the country. That's what's killing the folks.
Yeah, you know what, Bert, thanks for the call. I agree with you. I think we're going to be destroyed from within. But we all have to, Bert, whether you think a heroin addict should go to jail or not, I mean, that's your opinion and everybody else's. But I personally think that they should try to be helped first. You know, you go with these state agencies and federal agencies, you have a problem. I had a problem here with the radio station 10 years ago. We didn't have our public files up. Now we've got everything perfect. We've been fined. Everything's perfect, and we do everything by the book. But they came in. Nobody had ever asked to see the public files. They weren't perfect. We got fined $10,000. Now, why can't the government come in and say, hey, guys, it's a new business. 10 years ago, the radio station. This is not right. Let's get it right. And then come back. And if it's not done right, and then fine. You know, they're all for just fining you, taking money out of our pockets. Now, I'm going to say this again. If I'm elected state representative, it's going to be a 3-strike rule, not 3 strikes for a felony and you go to prison forever. When you get a minor traffic ticket, I'm going to bring legislation that says the first traffic ticket, minor traffic ticket, speeding, rolling a stop sign, a minor traffic ticket, not a DUI, you're going to get a warning. It's going to go into a computer. The second time you do a minor traffic violation, you're going to get a warning. It's going to go into the computer. Now, the third time, 3 strikes, you're out. Then you get a ticket from that time on. See, everybody gets pissed at the policemen. The policemen are just doing their job. They're told by the politicians, go out and write tickets. You got to make contacts. You got to do this. We need the revenue. A true police officer, a professional police officer, would rather be out there protecting everybody. The police are our friends, but the politicians make the police our enemy. Because you haven't had a ticket in 20 years and you're rolling through a stop sign, as I did when my son passed. And this officer, give me a break. I didn't ask him. He gave me a break. He said, Mr. Romanik, you roll through that stop sign. He says, I know your situation. Please be careful. Now, you know what? I'll go to hell for that guy. Now, if he'd have given me a ticket for rolling through a stop sign with nobody around, I don't think I would have liked him. And that's the problem with all of us people. We get mad at a professional police officer because we get a ticket. Maybe you didn't get a ticket for 30 years. Maybe you're doing 40 and a 30. Hell, you can't get life in prison for doing 40 and a 30. Now, you need to have a warning. Now, the second time, you need to have a warning. But damn, if you're continually doing 40 and a 30, then hell, you need a ticket. But after you got that second warning and the third time you were stopped, you got a ticket, you really wouldn't blame the police officer. You know what you'd say? Hey, he's doing his job. I don't like this gotcha situation with these politicians. I got you. We caught you speeding. We caught you on that phone. And that's another thing. I'll be damned. I'm going to present legislation, no texting, but I'm smart enough to hit a number and put my phone up to my ear. I'm smart enough to hit the dial on the radio. People are smart enough to plug in their cigarette lighter. They're smart enough to do their navigation, but we're not smart enough to conduct business or check on our family and touch one button, redial, and put it up to our ear. Now, I can drive around all day, and I'm serious. I can drive around all day and put a banana in my ear, up to my ear, up my behind. I can do whatever I want, but you can't put a phone? Because these politicians think we're stupid. And you know what, people? We are stupid because we let these no-count rotten bastards get away with it day in and day out and say I'm politically incorrect. No, I'm politically insane. I'm tired of this politics. You know, we talk about the Republican Party. I got to go here. I just got to. We're members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We don't want to change the proud Democrats. We've got a lot of good Democrats below the hill, the New Vision Democrats. They're the true Democrats. They're going to unite with us to destroy this culture of corruption. We're running on the Republican ticket. We shouldn't be identified by Republicans. We should be identified by the candidacy, the one that's best for that position. Now, maybe the guy running for this position is better if he's a Democrat. The other one may be better and he's a Republican. That's for you good people to decide. But don't let either party, you hear me say vote straight anything. Anybody to tell you to vote straight anything is crazy. Because if you vote straight anything, you're not getting all the facts from the different candidates. I want the best candidate. I want the best candidate flying the plane that I'm in. I don't give a damn if he's a Democrat, Republican, black or white, man or woman. I want the most qualified candidate flying the plane that I'm flying in because I want a safe flight. Same way with politics. I don't give a damn if a guy says, he's a Republican, vote for him. No, I'm going to vote for the person that's going to do for me, my community, my country, who's going to help us out. I'm tired of this party politics. Then we talk about the St. Clair County Republican Party. You heard me talk about the St. Clair County Republican chairman, this asswipe, Doug Jamison, comes down from Springfield, Sangamon County. They tell me they ran his ass out. See, to me, now this is not Roger Cook, Carl Officer, Dallas Cook, Ed Cockrell, Gary Carnwell, Catherine Rocco, Amanda Rocco. It's not them speaking, it's Bob Romanik. I'm tired of this political crap. I'm tired of this party politics. This Jamison comes down. He's the head of the Republican Party. You heard his rap sheet. Charges of domestic violence. Couple 3 DUIs. Speeding tickets. That's okay. $100,000 in debt for child support. Now that pisses me off just as much as a domestic violence charge. And you guys all know what domestic violence is. But he owed $100,000 that the court forced him to pay back. You take care of your kids no matter what. Now listen to this, people. I told you before, I'd rob a bank. If I had to feed my kid, if I couldn't work, I'd rob a bank. And if you don't want to vote for me because I could be a potential bank robber, don't vote for me. But I tell you what, I am a man and I'm taking care of my family. This asswipe Doug Jamison, $100,000. And check it out, Sangamon County Circuit Clerk. That's Doug Jamison. And he's leading the Republican Party. And they talk about the Republican Party. In my opinion, people, that's what's wrong. That's why we don't have a two-party system in St. Clair County. Because this Doug Jamison, and I got to say, Bar Viviano, Mary Thurman, these guys apparently vetted this guy and said he was okay. He's not okay. And I just got to think. And I know it's going to cost me some votes. I don't care about the, quote, Republican Party, because in St. Clair County, there is no Republican Party. There's 5 or 6 or 7 people that run the whole show, and by running the whole show, they've ran out the mainstream, the rank and file Republicans. I've been all throughout this county. There's a lot of proud Republicans. They don't want to get involved with this crap with the St. Clair County Republican Party. And you have to be organized somewhat. The Democrats are organized to the hilt. The Republican Party has never been organized in St. Clair County for the last 40, 50 years. That's why we have this problem. But for this asswipe to come down from Sangamon County and try to screw everything up, and this guy says, if you're with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, we're not going to support you. And he means the 8 or 10 people in their organization. I've talked with people all throughout St. Clair County, on each corner of this county, and they're Republicans. They say, we don't even know this guy. And that's what I say. I don't care about the establishment in St. Clair County, the Republican establishment, the 4 or 5 or 6 people that I think personally Bob Romanik has hurt not only the Republican Party, but the good people of St. Clair County because of this crap. There's never been a 2-party system. Now the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, not changing Democrats to Republicans, but uniting Democrats, Republican, men, women, black and white, for a more efficient, more effective, but most of all, a more honest form of government to destroy. We've all come together. The Democrats in East St. Louis are always going to be Democrats. The Republicans in the outer county are always going to be Republicans. But we have to come together to destroy the culture of corruption. You heard the analogy I've used before. When these guys go to war, do you think the guys they're training with, the guys that they dropped off in the parachutes over in Iraq and Iran or back in the day in Vietnam, look next to the guy getting shot at and you're shooting back and your buddy's shooting and you say, hey, by the way, you a Democrat? Well, yeah. Well, hell, get away. Get out of this foxhole. Or, hey, buddy, you're black. I don't want you to save my life. Are you crazy? You're black. See how stupid that is, people? But that's what it's come to. Because both the Democratic organization and the Republican organization, that's what they are, an organization. You know who else is an organization? The mafia. The mafia is an organization. You see where that went. You see what happened there. And these Democratic and Republican parties are organizations. That's all they are. They don't speak for the people of St. Clair County. The Republican Party with Doug Jamieson doesn't speak for the proud Republicans in St. Clair County. I've asked them. They don't even know who this guy is. But you've got Bar Viviano, you've got Mary Thurman, and I know they don't like me. See, they're establishment Republicans. They don't like Bob Romanik for probably several reasons. I'm no good. I'm low life. I made a mistake. They'll come up with every and any reason. But you know what I say to those self-righteous people? Kiss my white, hairy, stinky ass. That's about as politically incorrect as I can get, and I want to get. So I'm telling all the established Republicans in St. Clair County, you don't have to support Bob Romanik. This Doug Jamieson, we're going to support everybody but Bob Romanik. And I think to myself, well, hell, I'm going to lose about 8 votes there because that's about all they control. And now, please, for all you good people out there, don't say Roger Cook, Carl Officer, don't say anybody else on this ticket that we're running with support of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Don't ever think that I speak for them. I don't speak for them. I speak for myself. And you think about it, people. You don't want to be organized Democrats. You don't want to be organized Republicans. You want to be who you are. You want to think for yourself. You want to vote for the person that's going to be there for you. You're not going to talk for the Democratic Party. You're not going to talk for the Republican Party. We need to talk for ourselves. We need to talk for each other. We need to unite, not as a political organization, but as a patriotic movement to destroy these son of a bitches on both sides. that think that they're going to dictate to us, think that they're going to regulate us, think that they're going to intimidate us into being what they are. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Kern, sweet cakes, it's bi-state, not bisexual. One day you'll get that son of a bitch right. Radical radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. I see in the news here, local lawmakers back transgender bill, and I want to salute Charlie Meyer. I believe we've got him on the air, but I want to set the pace for this. Charlie and a lot of the other state reps are voting and presenting a House bill, and I like this. I like this. A student's gender would be determined by the individual's chromosomes and identified at birth by that individual's autonomy. And I gotta say, I think he's 100% right. It's the House bill, and I don't think it went far enough. It's saying in there that they can have special bathrooms. Why in the hell should us as taxpayers in a public setting have to have a third bathroom for the transgenders? And why would people in business have to spend their money to have a third bathroom? Here's what I'd say. It's not a complicated issue until the self-serving politicians make it an issue. And Charlie Meyer, I want to salute him again. But I'm not the smartest guy around, but let me make this perfectly clear in this situation real quick. Without a lot of time, you know, the taxpayers' dollars never should be spent, nor should the public business, the private businesses. You know, if you're going to go to the men's bathroom or the women's bathroom, here's what I tell you. Here's the way for everybody to determine this situation, and I'm serious. And it's real easy, it's real quick, it's not going to cost anybody any money. You don't need any transgender police out there deciding. For everyone using the restroom, if you have something, now I say this with all sincerity, if you have something, anything hanging between your legs, then use the men's restroom. Now, how easy is that? And if you don't have something, no matter how big or how small, hanging between those legs of yours, then use the ladies' restroom. It can't be any more plain than that. Situation over. We don't have to spend any money. We don't have to have any legislation. That's all we got to do. I think the problem is now solved, except for Mark Sweetcakes Kern, who I think would have problems deciding, I think personally, would have problems deciding which restroom to use. You know what I'm saying, and I think you know what I mean, and I know you do. But on the phone with us, and again, I want to salute him, State Representative from the 108th District out of Oakville, Illinois, State Representative Charlie Meyer. Charlie, how the heck you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Bob. It's good to be on your show again today.
Hey, listen, I want to salute you, Charlie. You stood up, you and some other of your colleagues, and I know you're a compassionate person. I know you well enough to know that you're a Christian. But, Charlie, and I hope you agree with me, at some point in time, you have to be worried about the taxpayers' money, and you have been. This is a situation, not Charlie Meyer, that Bob Romanik thinks should have never even been brought up. But you guys took it to the forefront. Now, it may not be politically correct for everybody, Charlie, but you guys, you, Dwight K., and others, I want to salute because you guys had the guts I would say the testicles, but then that leads into the transgender thing. But you guys had the guts to bring this forward and try to get this taken care of before it really got out of hand.
Yes, it's happening in some of our schools and in the state. We wanted to get our act together and do what we thought was best. Bob, I'm out here and I'm worried about our parents and their children and what those parents think. There's a lot of different issues in the country going on, and all we said was that these individuals could use a separate restroom. If they're changing in a locker room, I know they have rights, but so do all of our other children in that restroom who are maybe 10, 12, 14, 16. And do their parents want them changing in front of somebody that looks to be of the opposite sex or not? And so, after 18, look at Europe. Europe, you just have bathrooms. Everybody goes in them, man, woman, or whatever. That's fine. You have that choice. But this bill just lets a school designate certain bathrooms where these individuals can use, whether it's the coach's bathrooms or the staff's bathrooms. Not that new bathrooms have to be built. We don't want to spend taxpayer dollars, but trying to respect everybody's issues here and protect our youth from seeing things maybe they aren't really quite old enough to be seen.
Charlie, I like the quote in the paper. This is a quote from Representative Charlie Meyer. I just feel that, do you want your child changing in the same restroom where you've got somebody of the opposite sex? Charlie says, in quotes, if I'm old-fashioned, so be it. I'm worried about the youth in this situation, Charlie, and we talked about it off the air, and you told me, you said, hey, Bob, somebody has to protect our children and our animals, and that's what you're doing. And again, I think the good people of your district ought to be proud of you, because it's not going to be a totally politically correct issue for you guys to bring this, but I think you're doing what's right. You're saving us a lot of taxpayers' money, because next thing they'll do, Charlie, they'll want different school rooms for the transgenders. Hey, I don't want my kid's a transgender. He's going to have to be taught different because he was a man who was a woman, or a woman who was a man. If this gets out of hand, Charlie, it's going to go crazy, don't you think?
Well, Bob, we're all supposed to have rights. And sometimes some rights seem to trump over other rights. And so we were just trying to find a happy ground here so that everybody's rights are protected.
Charlie, are you guys advocating, and I read into the article, are you guys advocating are going to have legislation that says, they're going to have to take the bathroom in reference to their chromosomes, but you're going to have a third? Is this going to be mandatory that businesses and schools are going to have to spend money to put a quote transgender bathroom in every business?
Well, like I say, Bob, we said whether it could be the coaches, or the teachers' lounge bathrooms, we would have designated, so that hopefully we would not have to be constructing new restrooms with taxpayers' dollars. We're trying to find the cheapest way to handle this with respect for everybody.
Have you guys got any heat over this yet, Charlie?
Oh, there's some out there, but we're out here trying to represent our district. And, you took the survey in my district, I'm pretty sure I know where it's going to line up at.
Charlie, you sound like me. As you know, I'm running for state rep, and I always say I'm not going to listen to the politicians. I'm going to listen to people in the 114th district, just like you represent. You don't represent the Republican Party. You don't represent the Republican establishment. You're part of it, part of the party, not the establishment, I don't think. But your primary job is to represent your people, and I think that's what you've done in this situation, don't you?
That's what I'm trying to do, trying to represent everybody, Bob. And, there will always be issues out there, and there will be difficult issues in front of us. And we just have to go and try to work to come up with compromises and things that work well for everybody. And that's all we're trying to do here, just come up with something that we can use for all.
Charlie, do you think you're going to have a problem getting this through the legislature?
Well, you see on the bill, we have Republicans and Democrats alike on it, so we hope that we can get this bill moving, but it'll truly be up to Pat again. We never know what he'll allow to move and what he won't allow to move. So it may never see the light of day.
Charlie, on a side note, everybody's always concerned. They're always reading, listening. How is that budget situation progressing?
I don't see it progressing at all. You know, Madigan's not allowing any bills to be heard. We've got bills out there that would actually to have funding revenue for our colleges to try to support some of our not-for-profit things. But if they don't fit into the Madigan plan of things on how he can help get more campaign funds from it, he's not worried about it. You know, all summer long, the bills that he ran, he knew what the vote would be. It wasn't about the outcome. It's just about him picking up another 4 or 5 more seats this fall. And you watch the news cameras up in the balcony taking pictures as he runs those bills so that he can get those campaign slogans right.
Charlie, do you think, and I know you don't know, you're just part of the group trying to get this bill through, if it can be successful, how long will this take to get through all the procedures in the legislature?
Well, you know, theoretically, if we can get it moving, it should move through and be through in the end of May. You know, but you never know. You don't know. We have a bipartisan support on a state fairgrounds bill that last year passed the Senate almost unanimously, and Madigan never allowed it to be heard.
Yeah. Charlie, do you think, and I'll let you go because we're running out of time, and we appreciate the call as always. You're always transparent, not just to people in your district, but to the people throughout this entire area. Did you ever think it'd come to a day when you guys would have to have legislation to designate student restrooms and locker rooms as either being female or male? I mean, that's just kind of common sense back in the day, wasn't it?
Never. You know, if I go back to my school days, and that's a long time ago, Bob, I never ever would have done it.
Hey, Charlie, I'll give you the last word to you good people in your district and all throughout the metro East St. Louis, Belleville area. What do you got to say?
Well, you know, I want to tell you, this was the first interview I've ever done from up in my old barn, my 109-year-old barn. But my 4-H kids are doing a quilt project, a barn quilt project, and they're going to put it up on my barn, and we're up here putting the boards on the backside so there'll be something to screw in when they come to put it up. And so, you know, I'm thankful for that 4-H program. It's a wonderful program, and I love working with my 4-H kids. So, you know, it's just that's a good thing. And for the district, you know, keep the pressure on. You know, we want a budget, but we want a budget that actually has funds. That these funds are designated where they go, what they're used for. We don't want new programs. We could go back to 2009 and we could have a balanced budget right now. With the programs we had in 2009, our colleges and our schools would be getting more money than they are right now. Yeah. So that's what we're working for. Mr.
Charlie Myers, State Representative, 108th District out of Oakville. Charlie, as always, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be transparent to all your constituents. Thank you, Charlie Meyer.
Have a good day, Bob.
Okay, Charlie, thank you. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and anybody want to call, mix it up? We are America's Voice of Freedom. Call toll-free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice. of Freedom Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We don't have a lot of time. I want to thank you guys for the last week. We've been working on 1190. We've got AM stereo. I hope you can tell the difference. It's not a real distinct difference, but it's just enough to fill out the sound, because we continually at KZQZ and KQQZ, we're continuing to make it the best listening that you can ever get on the radio. So thank you guys. It sounds great, the AM stereo. We're going to work on it some more. So thank you for putting up with our crap. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yes, Mr. Romanik?
Yes.
Yes, I'm just concerned about the issue with the NGA, how they're handling that, and not only that, it's the way the state runs everything. I mean, it's very, very, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a circus.
Hey, Marty, you apologize to the people in the circus. The circus ain't as bad as this crap in St. Clair County now. Come on.
Well, yeah, I know that's just it. They're going to throw away 3,000 jobs. That's jobs that would be in St. Clair County.
Marty.
And they're going to let it go to St. Louis by them giving them properties to take the NGA there.
Marty, here, let me tell you, and I don't want to cut you off. We don't have a lot of time. But, Marty, the common denominator is we had the best location. I'm agreeing with Mark Sweetcakes Kern for the first time in my life. We had the airport there to fly people in. We had the interstate there. We had hotels there. We had restaurants there. It's a safe area. But, Marty, the common denominator is it was a culture of corruption, this democratic culture of corruption. That trumped everything. They're sending it over to St. Louis. In North St. Louis, where it's a bad area, they got to displace all kind of people. They're going to have to destroy before they build. It was by far not the best location, but Marty, all that was trumped by the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, and it's a shame. You can't blame the politicians in Washington. You can't blame the people in Missouri trying to get it. You can blame Mark Sweetcakes Kern, God Sprague. God, I'd rather piss in my pants and piss in a urinal Sprague, and John Red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle. They can say what they want, Marty, but that is the common denominator, the culture of corruption, the democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County. Stop that NGA, that $1.7 billion industry, plus $5 or $6, $7 billion over the next 10, 15 years in residual economy. Marty, agree or not?
I agree. It's no wonder. It's the way they run almost everything in the state. The state, say, for instance, I've got unemployment. And I received a letter I was denied unemployment. Isn't it bad enough that I'm unemployed? I got laid off. And then they want to deny my unemployment. Well, I go down there this morning, and I'm dealing with a man. He acted like I was bothering him. And I come to find out, I thought it was my mistake, that I might have made a mistake. Well, it wasn't. He said, I made a mistake. I fixed it for you. And it was like I was bothering him.
Yeah. Well,
and, who's responsible for them shutting my power off or shutting my phone off or doing things that I can't pay my bills because I'm unemployed?
Yeah. Well, Marty, you can thank the political leaders, both Democrat and Republicans. I just hope wherever you live that you're tired of this crap and you'll come out and vote these corrupt son of a bitches out and put some people in. And if the people you put in don't do what you want, and the people don't get what they want, then it's time for everybody to go. Marty, thank you for the call. We're running out of time. We've got a lot of callers. We appreciate you guys. Maybe we call back tomorrow about the transgender. I was going to talk about the Belleville development, and we will tomorrow. It's amazing that Mark Maximus Vaginas Eckert, the mayor of Belleville, is letting this crap go. This developer still doesn't have a hotel. They've been shopping around for 3 months. Don't you think if that was a great location, that every five-star hotel would be knocking the door down to get in? Hell yes, they would. And now it's not going to be finished this summer. It's going to be in the fall. You people know we got screwed. The taxpayers of this area got screwed. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. I've got a somebody, and I won't mention his name right now, tried to get an order of protection against me. He says that I called him the pedophile protester, and I'm going to put his name out tomorrow. I never have once. We've never identified the pedophile protester. There's protesters all over. Never once was a name mentioned as a pedophile protester, but this gentleman goes up to the courthouse to get a court order, and it says, I pray the court will grant relief in this matter and order Bob Romanik to publicly correct his false statements. Well, number one, sir, and I use that term very loosely, I've never made a false statement about you or anybody else. I didn't know who the hell you were until this time. I knew who I was talking about at my live broadcast, but you've kind of put yourself out on Front Street. And he says, order Mr. Romanik to immediately cease falsely identifying me as a sex offender. I've never once identified anybody as a sex offender. We went through all our shows. Anybody listen to me, there's never been a name. I said it was a protester out there who was a pedophile. Hell, there's more than one protester at these events. This guy, I guess, I don't know, must have worried about it. Maybe he just told on himself. There was never a name mentioned. But he says, I have evidence that Mr. Romanik, as long as Mr. Romanik continues this course of action, my safety and the safety of my family will be in jeopardy at home and in public. He says that people drive by and call him names. See, he's a damn liar because nobody knew who he was. Every show I've ever done, I've never put out a name because I really didn't know. I said we didn't know. We were trying to find out. But this gentleman says that people drive by his house and yell and scream at him. Well, see, sir, you idiot, nobody knew who you were until I put it out tomorrow. And I'm going to read this because I can legally read a court order, legally read anything that goes out publicly to the court. And I'm going to read this tomorrow, and you guys will be amazed. Never once has anybody said a name, but he's going to lie and say people have come by his house. Several people drove by my house and shout comments to me indicating they believe I am a pedophile. Well, how the hell do they know that? They never got it from me on the radio. Apparently, you're pretty concerned, buddy. Apparently, something's bothering you. And I don't know what it is, but I think we'll find out tomorrow. But what a lousy, lying piece of crap. Now, I did say that right here, first time, last name, this guy did come up, and he was one of the protesters up there. I didn't know how many because I was doing my show. But he tried to put a lot of crap on the show, and that's okay. And I can't give you his name right now. Mr. Romanik made false statements of the crowd about that I said I was a pedophile. Never one time did I say that. But what I like here, I said, shouldn't say anything negative about Mr. Romanik because he may be my father. And I did say that to this guy. And I said, then he went on to make other lewd comments saying, but then again, I wouldn't have sex with your mama. And I wouldn't. If that's what's produced was him, hell no, I wouldn't. And I just want to be honest. But we'll talk about all that tomorrow. We'll talk about whatever you guys want. You know that I am the craziest son of a bitch on the radio. You know I don't make any excuses, and I don't take any enemies with me. I want to politically destroy these bastards, and that's what it's going to be. Tomorrow it ought to be good, though, with this, quote, order protection. And the court laughed this gentleman out of the courthouse. The judge, rightfully so, can't stop Mr. Romanik from saying what he wants. This is America. But this asswipe here, when he protests, he can say what he wants. He doesn't want anybody to stop him saying what he wants, but he wants me and everybody else to stop what we're saying. How hypocritical can this asswipe, ignorant son of a bitch be? And for him to say that anybody called him a pedophile protester, it'll be like Willie Nelson. Is it always on your mind? Oh, hell, I screwed that up. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you don't like it, don't listen. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be all over the dial. We'll be all over whatever you guys will be all over somebody like a cheap suit, wrinkled and worn and tattered like our great American flag. But this is the greatest country in America. This is the place where we do have a First Amendment right to free speech. And we're going to exercise that like Arnold Schwarzenegger exercises his leg muscles. We're going to do what we do when we do it. We're going to expose these rotten bastards. We're going to continue to be honest and guide you good people down the path of victory. The victory, not a political victory, but a patriotic victory. And together we can continue to unite to expose these rotten bastard parasitical punks that we call politicians. And every day, you know what I say, when it's all said and done, to get us back on the right track in this great country of ours, we have to destroy these son of a bitches once and for all. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all